Awesome. All right. You're warmly welcome, everyone. And today we'll be sharing a very, very interesting topic. And that topic addresses the concept of business turnaround in the second half of the year. If you are here and you can see my screen and you are expectant of a business turnaround in the second half, please type in the chat box, yes. Please give me a yes in the chat box if you're expectant and you look forward to a business turnaround. Okay, we'll be diving right straight into it and, we'll be talking about this very interesting topic this afternoon. All right. I'm trying to make some people co-hosts so that I can focus on the business of the day. All right. Okay, so I can see yes. All right, okay, all right. Thank you, Dr. Rita. You're welcome, Mr. Victor. Great to have you. All right, so I can see the yeses are being churned into onto the screen. I can see people are ready for a business turnaround. And we're going to take a few tips for a business turnaround for ourselves, for our businesses in the second half. All right, and before we go do a deep dive into the second half, we need to take a quick look at what happened in the first half. Okay, we need to do a review of what happened in the first half so that we can know what we need to do as we go into the second half of the year. Okay, some events characterize the first half of the year, and those events are common especially to those who physically reside in Nigeria. Number one of those things was elections. Of course, we already knew from last year that February, March this year, and probably even April, we would have elections. Okay, so we had elections in the first half of the year. Number two was cash crunch. This sudden withdrawing Naira from the space, releasing new notes that were not available. People, 1,000 Naira cash became a very big deal. If you had cash in your hand, you were king for real. Okay, and it affected businesses massively. Okay, we had that also happen in the first half. Number three was the general economic instability. Of course, it happens when there is about to be a change in governance. Okay, there's a lot of uncertainty in the system, and that's the fourth point. There are a lot of uncertainties. People are trying to say, oh, okay, should I put my cash in the system? Should I look at this and all of that? Yeah, they're not really sure about what will happen. So there are a lot of uncertainties. And as a result of that, economic instabilities, okay, also following the cash crunch and, all of that. All right, so those things were very major things that affected and rocked the political and the economic landscape of everyone that is physically residing in Nigeria. Everybody felt it, no matter how wealthy you were. Okay, because if it doesn't affect you directly, it affects those that work with you, it affects your family members, it affected a number of people around us. Okay, so no matter how wealthy you were, okay, it would affect your flow of business and all of that. So that characterized the first half. And I would like to take us also to take a look at something. We've done a quick scan at the first half. And if you agree with me, we discover that it just seemed as if businesses actually started picking up around June. I don't know if you see what I see, or if you saw what I saw, that it was as if business actually started for real. People started having, okay, there's a new governance, there's a new government in town now. Let us see how things will go. Gradually, people just started, doing business. That was what happened in the first half. Now, but I would like to ask you another question. Do you remember the goals that you set for 2023? If you are anywhere close to where you wrote your goals, I speak now, please go and fish out your goals. It's time to go back to them and check them out. It's time to go back to your goals and check them out. What did I even write, Seth? What did I write as my goals? Go back and check them out and ask yourself, where am I versus where I want to be? Now, this second exercise is not supposed to make anybody feel bad. Because whether we like it or not, if you are residing in Nigeria, where you are versus where you want to be, there's a big gap between it. So you're not alone, okay? You're not alone in terms of the fact of where you are versus where you want to be. Yeah, so if there's a big difference or a big divide between where you are and where you want to be, what are you going to do about it? If you are falling short of what you have set as goals, okay, let's assume that you are falling short, like many of us are probably falling short. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to give up and say 2023 is a doomed year and nothing can come out of it? Is that what you're going to do? Are you going to throw in the towel, or what are you going to do? I want a quick answer from us in the chat box. What are you going to do about it? Okay, if you check where you are versus where you want it to be, and there's a big divide, what are you going to do? Are you going to give up? Or are you going to throw in the towel? Or what are you going to do about it? Let us know quickly. Let me have 1 or 2 answers in the chat box so that I can know who is following me and who is not. It's important to do these reviews so that we can actually move forward. Okay? Okay, someone says, try to close the gap. Okay, so that means giving up is not an option for James. Okay, am I assuming that giving up is an option for some other people in this room? Is giving up an option? Okay, Father Kemi says, I refuse to give up, even though the divide is so wide. Mr. Ogunlesi says, work at it without relenting. Awesome. Okay, so we have some people who are connecting and who are saying giving up is not an option. So, whereas we can see that at least 3 people have commented now that throwing in the towel is not an option, giving up is not an option. They keep pushing and trying to build the divide. Eddie Famous, thank you very much for that, bridging the gap. So now that we have seen that the difference between where we are and where we want to go is very wide, we need to do an inventory. We need to do an inventory about where we are today. Do an inventory and say, okay, where I'm going is Lokoja. Where I am is Shagamu. What do I have? What resources do I have in my hand? And are these resources able to take me from where I am to where I want to be? So it's time to do an inventory. It's time to do an inventory and ask yourself, what do I have? I know sometimes when you tell people do an inventory of what you have, what do I have? I don't have anything, no. I don't have money. I don't have connections. I'm just there, and I'm even living in Nigeria. It is finished for me. Okay, but don't be so much in a hurry to write yourself off and disqualify yourself even before you have moved any significant distance. So it's time to take an inventory. What do you have? Number one thing that we all have, no matter how wealthy, how high, or how low we are, we have time. Every one of us has access to 24 hours in a day. So number one resource that we all have equally, and God did not give some people and be partial towards them and not give some people. The number one resource we all have is time. And how we use and invest our time determines what we get out of it. So number one is that we have time. Number two, we have at least a business. So for people who are in this room, who are maybe in paid employment, and they are doing Green Mondays as a side hustle, they have a business. For those who are entrepreneurs, who do business as well as some other, who are entrepreneurs who do Green Mondays as a business as well as 1 or 2 other businesses, you have businesses. So that means you have a platform, you have a vocation, you have, you have something that you can trade with. So at the very least, you have a business or you have businesses. That's number two. Number three, you have resources. Every one of us has resources. And if you are here on this platform, we all have this in common. We all have the Green Mondays platform as a business opportunity. Whether we are making the most of it or we are not making the most of it is a different kettle of fish entirely. Yesterday I visited with somebody who is a Green Mondays distributor, and I saw the amazing things she's doing with her business, and I'm wondering, oh wow, there's no how this person will not be a high flyer in this business. Okay, so we all have the same business, but what we're doing with it, how we're running with it is what will separate people who are doing exceptionally well and those who are just doing a hobby. Last week we spoke about a hobby and a business, okay? So time is a resource. Business or businesses is another thing we have as part of our inventory. Number 3 is that we have resources. We have resources, and these resources are in different and diverse categories. We have them in different categories. Number 1, we have people, and that's relationships. People are solid resources for anybody that is doing business, and even more importantly, for anybody doing our kind of business. Okay, even if you are not networking and you're doing the retail side of it, you need people to use your product, to give credence to the product that the product is working, for many more people to use it, for you to get your business into different countries and different states, and then make a success out of your business. So every one of us has people resources. Okay, people resources. Now, also, every one of us has financial resources. Before you say, Emma, I don't have money, I'm sure you have money. That's why you're able to connect to this call, get data and connect to this call. So you have resources. To you, it may be little, but you have it in seed form. If it makes you feel comfortable, you can, I wrote in capital letter here, seed. So if your financial resources is in seed form, you still have financial resources. Knowledge is a resource. Knowledge is another resource that we all have, and we can build on. Then tools, for example, you're able to connect to this call because you have a phone or you have a laptop and you have data. So you have tools to be able to do your business, connect with your customers, broadcast what you're doing as a business, and get what you are doing, for a lot more people to hear about it. So you have resources. All of us have resources. We have people resources, we have financial resources in seed form, we have knowledge, and we have tools, and so on and so forth. So the next question is asking, okay, we are taking an inventory, and we have seen that we have these resources. Are these resources able to take you from point A to point B? Point A is where you are today. Point B is a goal that you set for yourself in 2023, for 2023. So these resources that you have, the time that you have, this business that you're doing, and the other businesses that you're also doing, your relationships. And your relationships are not static. If the same people you knew last month let me just rewind. If the same people you knew in May are still the same people that you know today as we speak, then you're not adding value to your people resources. If you are doing business, you need to be meeting new people at least on a weekly basis, if not daily. My recommendation is meet new people daily. But at the very worst, if you are in business, except you are joking, if you are in business, you must be meeting new people every week. If you are still with me as I'm speaking, please type in the chat box every week. A number of us are stuck. We don't even have people we're talking to because it's the same old. The same team members, the same family members, the same people on our contact list. No fresh addition, no going out, no meeting people, no engaging, no meeting your friends' friends, nothing. You are just at the same spot. How in heaven's name are you going to make anything significant happen in your business? Every week, you must meet new people, and it's going to be something conscious. So we're asking ourselves, we're taking inventory and saying, these resources that we have, this time that we have, are we allowing the time to fritter away, or are making the best use of the time? Are we leveraging on the platform and the businesses that we have? Are we growing our people resources? Are we growing our income? Are we growing our income, or we are giving it to people who tell us that we're going to be earning so percent every day? We see them, or they come and they go. Another one just left not too long ago with people losing thousands of dollars, hard-earned money. Okay? Or are we investing our seed correctly in something that is certain, that will guarantee, but will require some work, but it's certain? Or are we giving it to somebody to blow it, and then story will begin? Are we leveraging our knowledge, the things that we know, the things that we have been taught on this platform, the things that we have learned over time? Are we maximizing them? Are we making use of them to take us from point A to point B? The tools that we use, our phone, is it just for watching movie? or it is a tool for doing business. All of this inventory, we need to take note of it and ask ourselves, what are we doing with these resources? And of course, I've shown us in the nutshell, and we all know, we know the right thing to do. We know how to maximize all of this to make amazing things happen in our businesses. We know that there's no magic, in quote, that will happen that is outside of the things that we're supposed to do in our business. It's when you are doing your business that you come across somebody that tells you, that I want to take this business to the US. It's because you are sharing your opportunity with them. It's because you are talking about your business with them that you are going to come across that person that will take your business from where you are, from Ikorodu where you are operating, to Texas in the US. It's because you are doing your business. So it's in the line of doing what you're doing that you're going to come across that person, those people that would help you take your business from one point to another. Now, that in the nutshell are the tips I wanted to share with us on how we can take our business and turn it around in the second half of the year. That is really, really important. If you take what we have learned today and you really sit down with it and you say, no, I'm going to be more deliberate about my business this second half. My time, I'm not going to fritter it away. My people resources, I'm going to increase them on a weekly basis. The knowledge I know, I'm going to share it. Okay, the tools I have, I'm going to maximize it. All those resources, my seed, I'm going to put it in business that will cause it to increase and generate, not give it to somebody who will fritter it away in the name of social percent per month. Or no, so not per month, it's per day. You know, this inventory of what I have, I need to be deliberate about it, put it to use so that I can take my business from point A to point B. Now, if you are on the call today, you are listening to this training and it's brought to you courtesy of the Green Mondays. The Green Mondays is a platform that is really all about creating wealth and wellness partners globally.